surely, yeah. I think we're all in different cultures, okay? Although, even if you're just moved inside of Europe, it's other cultures. As we see with this project, I have learned many things about Sweden, but also about Greece. So it's great to learn people's cultures, and I think, yeah, you can learn a lot of it.
Sus costumbres, su idioma y cosas de su país.
Yeah, I think you can different cultures can help you communicate in different ways, and you can try to adapt to a person from a foreign country.
Como sus características, su idioma, etc.
Ja, det tror jag. Till exempel språket, lekar, hur de har i skolan.
Ja, absolut. För att alla länder har ju olika kulturer och lite olika tankar ofta. Och så går det att lära sig lite mycket.
Por ejemplo, la valentía, porque para salir de un país migrando así todo el rato, caminando bajo el sol, pues eso, resistencia, aguante.
Yeah, I think you can different cultures can help you communicate in different ways, and you can try to adapt to a person from a foreign country.
About the culture and the traditions and everything, because usually everything is different when you go to another country. Yes, you can learn a lot of things like a new language or something, or new culture or things like that, like how to make some other country's food or things like that.
I am Dalala Tunji, and I am from Aleppo, a city in Syria. I've lived here for about 6 years, and right now I am working at a school where I will be a music teacher later. Aleppo, where I come from, is the city where most refugees come from. People know Aleppo as the city where it's the war zone. People can't even go out in the streets, where children don't know if they're coming home after school. That's the city people see in TV, on the news. That's not where I was born. The place where I was born was such a beautiful city. It was impossible for me that this idea of it turning into a war zone, it was impossible for me. When I was little, I used to tell my mom, Syria is like a sun. No one can come close to it. No one can come near it. I was so convinced that nothing was going to happen. I never thought of moving from Syria because everything was perfect for me. And the thought of Aleppo becoming into a war zone, it would just tear me up. It wouldn't even occur to me. It would break my heart. I used to wake up to the bird sounds and walking outside with my family and friends. We used to go to the Aleppo Citadel and have breakfast with family. We used to have beautiful walks in the park that was next to our house. But then I had to leave. That was about 6 years ago, as I mentioned. I had to leave my beautiful city. And we went to Turkey. We thought things would get better. We really did, because we took a bag that was, I am not kidding, not bigger than this. And we just had some necessities. We just thought that we'd be there for a while. Things will get better. They will. We were so sure. They didn't. They didn't get better.
Do you know the word immigration?
Yes, immigration means, I think, moving to another country.
Όταν κάποιος είναι από μία χώρα και τον αναγκάζουν να φύγει.
Ja, det betyder att en person kommer från ett annat land och flyr till Sverige.
What does immigration mean to you?
That you have to get along with people who have different kind of culture than you.
How do you think you should be with them, like when you meet someone?
I think you should act like normally towards them, like not in a racist way or anything, like you should accept them.
Porque no está acostumbrado a estar en ese país, no está acostumbrado y tienes que estar bien con él.
Pues yo tendría que tratarlos con cariño, ya que han perdido todo al emigrar.
I think you shouldn't make like a big deal out of it because it's still just like a regular person.
Att inte liksom göra sig så mycket till och tänka att jag måste vara jättesnäll mot den. Alltså såklart ska man vara snäll, men bara tänka att man ska vara som man är mot alla andra.
I went to school in Turkey. I learned Turkish in about 4-5 months, just to be able to do exams in Turkish, to be able to communicate with people. So it was a lot of pressure. I had to study a lot and I had to focus a lot on the language and so on. And then out of nowhere, things started to get worse in Turkey as well. So a lot of Syrians were just put in situations where a lot of discrimination and racism has been put from. So we had to leave there as well. But then, we're moving to another country, which is very far away from Syria. And then it was like the idea of us going back, it was just getting weaker and weaker. It was my graduation day in Turkey. I just had finished 8th grade. So I had a really nice dress on and I was with my friends and we had a nice celebration. Then we got in the car and my dad told me that we are moving to Sweden. And I was just so destroyed. I started crying in the car and I felt like all the work that I had done was like gone, just completely thrown away, like it meant nothing.
Well, I think I would feel very scared because you're on the run of war or of hunger. So your life would be unsure, and I think that scares me a lot because some people say, I'm not scared of death, but I think still lots of people do, and I think in that situation I would be scared of death too.
Νομίζω αισθάνονται πιο δύσκολα από τους μετανάστες, γιατί οι μετανάστες μπορούν να πάνε στη χώρα τους, όπως εγώ έχω επισκεφτεί, αλλά οι πρόσφυγες νομίζω είναι πιο δύσκολο γιατί δεν μπορούν.
I would be afraid that like new people wouldn't accept me and I would just miss the whole country I used to live in.
Me sentiría mal por dejar mi país para tener que ir a otro, porque yo estoy acostumbrada a las características que tiene mi país y me sentiría muy rara.
Mal, triste, porque sé que voy a tener que irme de ese país, tendré que dejar atrás a mis amigos ahí y a mi familia.
It depends on the reason, because if there's like a war, I'd be very afraid, and depending on with who you are, you can also feel very lonely because you won't have many friends.
So we came in the beginning of summer, I remember. So it was a lot of new things that were going on. When we were specifically coming here to Gävle, it was this very small city. It was a lot of change. And for me, it was really hard to accept that I was here. It was really hard for me to actually accept the fact that, okay, this is where I'm going to be living for a while. But then school started. And I got a call, and my mom got a call from this man that asked if I could go to school. And I was so happy because we didn't know how things worked here, like how to apply to schools or how that actually happens. So I ended up in a school where there is a class where you specifically are with other people, other foreigners that are new in the country, specifically those who were in my level where I had to learn the language from zero. It was very difficult, but it was very wonderful. Just the idea of being able to communicate with someone with having no language whatsoever. All my other friends were, some were from Somalia, some were from Afghanistan, some from Syria, which I could communicate with in Arabic, but the others, we would find ways to talk to each other, Google Translate, or we would sign language, it's just who we are, humanity. We just connect with each other in that sense. Wherever you're from, we can bond. It is possible. I was there for about a year, and then I completed in 8th grade. So I went 8th grade, and then I went 9th grade. And I was put in the ordinary Swedish classes, where I got to meet my best friends that I have today. People that have supported me since I got here, or since I met them. They've always been here for me.
I think it would be pretty difficult if it's not even close to Finnish or English, and if they don't know English, so I would have to learn a difficult language, so it would be hard.
Εντάξει, όχι και πάρα πολύ, δηλαδή θα με δυσκόλευε και αυτό το κομμάτι, αλλά εντάξει, όχι όσο να μου λείπει πάρα πολύ η χώρα.
Jag är ganska lättlärd, så jag skulle vara ganska enkelt att lära mig ett nytt språk, men det skulle ändå vara ganska svårt.
Well, I've had to do it myself, but I think that when everything around you goes in that language, I think it can happen quite quickly.
Fue muy difícil, porque ahora que estoy intentando aprender sueco cuesta un montón. Es muy difícil.
Oh, very nice. I like learning languages. So the advantage of learning languages is with every language you learn, another people, another country, you can speak clearly to people there. So it are just new people you are going to be able to meet. And yeah, that's the nice thing about languages, you can meet other people.
I went to high school and I studied a program which is called the Social Study Program, Social Studies within an international profile. So we talked a lot about international questions, global issues, as well as we went into conflicts such as the Syrian conflict. And it would always be a very sensitive subject for me. Or I would always push the idea away, I'm not, what? I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about the fact that I moved and I changed so much in my life. It is so hard to just get into that idea. And it has caused me a lot of issues with my mental health. It has caused me a lot of anxiety. It has caused me getting into medical depression, and I suffer from that on a daily basis.
mis amigos, a mi familia, familiares.
Jag tror att jag först och främst skulle sakna att känna mig hemma någonstans. Så här har jag liksom som en plats att bara ta det lugnt på eftersom man är på flykt. Så att det är så mycket som är ovisst.
My friends, most probably.
Pues echaría de menos en mi casa, o sea, las personas que he estado todo el tiempo con ella en el colegio, tus amigos.
I would miss the feeling of being safe. So we're all in Europe, and I guess Europe is quite safe, except especially the northern and western part, I guess. So we don't have anything to worry about. We feel safe, and I think that's what I'm gonna miss the most. And of course, my family, my friends, and own house.
Οι συγγενείς εκεί πέρα που έμεναν, το σπίτι μου, οι φίλοι μου, το σπίτι μου.
Well, all the traditions and like the weather and the nature and all the food.
Specifically with mental health, it is something that we need to bring up and be aware of. It is something that affects a lot of people. Very, very many people, more people than we think. Out of experience, I can say that many people who are in specifically this position that I'm in are most probably experiencing mental health issues because it is more complicated than people think. It is more hard than people think. I've heard this many times. What could be so hard? You're just moving to another country and learning a new language. It's so much harder than that. It's much harder than just the language. It's leaving your family behind. It's leaving your hobbies. I left my piano and I used to play in an institute. I used to be there 5 times a week. So I would go home every day and I would play on my piano and I was so happy with my piano. I loved music. But you know, when I moved, the focus got on something else. I started focusing on the language, the new people I'm meeting, the new culture. What do I do in my free time? I didn't even have free time now that I think about it. All I did in Turkey, for example, all I did there was study. For the past 6 years, studying, putting all my energy that I don't even have, and it's left me empty. I am right now empty. I have no energy left. And it's because I've always put so much, this putting into, getting to know new people, getting to know new culture, everything being new. You have to put energy into it. It's a very important step. And this results in that, you don't have anything left. You don't have anything left to give.
Yeah, sure, we're not all the same, like biologically and physical, everybody is the same, but in your mind, no, nobody is the same. Everybody thinks different. Everyone has their own culture that they share with another person or persons, but still you're an individual. So I believe in individuality within a group. So you have some similarities, but also many differences. Differences can be, of course, language, but also opinions are big differences, I guess.
το χρώμα, ο τόπος που μένουν.
Everyone is different, but at the same time we're all humans. So, yeah.
Que unos hablan unos idiomas, tienen otras costumbres y los españoles, por ejemplo, tenemos otras costumbres que no los de Grecia.
Todos somos iguales.
Ναι, εξωτερικά ναι υπάρχει. Εσωτερικά δεν νομίζω γιατί έχουμε τα ίδια δικαιώματα και υποχρεώσεις. Αλλά εξωτερικά ναι, sίγura.
Ja, alltså de största skillnaderna det är ju så här kulturen, språket, naturen i länderna och hur allting funkar där liksom med så här, lite normer och hur systemet fungerar i landet. Men sen så menar jag alltså alla människor är egentligen liksom samma, även fast man kan se liksom lite så här ofta lite alltså så här skillnader i hur folk ser ut lite generellt. Men alltså egentligen så är ju alla samma.
So my piano, I left. Also many other things that I left. Most importantly for me is my family. My mom and my father and my little brother with me. Although my grandparents and everyone else still in Syria. My grandparents were everything to me. So I was always with my grandparents, and knowing that they are there right now, the fact that I'm not with them and not standing by their side, not helping them with things they need help with, breaks me. And there's nothing I want more than to be with them and to help them. And the only thing that I can be useful in, to be there for them, being, since they raised me and they were there for me and they helped me so much, and that I can't be with them, it feels like I failed. It's so much more than learning a new language and moving to another country. It's more than that. It's leaving everything you've ever known behind, starting a new life. It's becoming a new person also, a person that is in the right mode or in the right situation to be suitable in the environment you're in also. So like for example, I used to be this person that used to run everywhere and be so happy and just talk to people, people in the streets, and I would just say hi to them and talk to them. If I do this here, people will think I'm crazy. So, so I had to change that, But along this journey, I haven't only experienced pain, but also I've experienced a lot of love. I have been given so much love from the people around me. From the moment I stepped into Sweden, the way I was welcomed, it was incredible. The love that I was given in school, it was indescribable. And this is the love that I am trying to spread around right now. The love that was given to me is something that I want other people to experience as well. And that is something that is so precious. It's making another person feel valuable. It isn't making a person feel you are less than me because you're not born here. Because of course I have experienced that numerous times. People assuming that I don't know math or that I don't know basic knowledge because I'm from Syria, or being surprised when I speak in English, how did you learn English? I'm in Syria? And they're like, no, but really, where did you? And it's like, you know, just assuming that we immigrants don't have that knowledge that people have here. The love I was given was much bigger than that. It took so much more space than all these unnecessary comments about me not knowing much or assuming that I don't know anything, or people just thinking that, oh, go back to your country. You know, these really disgusting comments. The love that I got it took so much more space than that. And that is the love that should be spread around. Because this is what makes us, you know, who we are. This is what makes us humans. You know, the compassion, the love that we are able to give one another is what's special about our species. And I see hope. I see hope in humanity. I see hope that we can find value in each other more and more in the future.